Hello and welcome to Mind Your Business, the show that is shot right here from the conference floor at Traffic Sales and Profit Game Plan 2024. Good morning. You're the first ones here, and so is Tamika Williamson. Good morning.
Good morning, Renee.
Welcome to Mind Your Business.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And are you ready for the day? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, I stay ready for the day. If you come to TSP, you will learn to stay ready because otherwise you will miss out on opportunities.
You got that right. Tell me about your business.
So my business is College for Free, and what we do is we help position families to send their kids to college without debt because it is possible. It just takes understanding the game and how to navigate it.
Where were you 15 years ago, 10 years ago when I was putting my kids through college?
You know, Renee, I say the same thing about myself. Where was I when I needed myself?
Right, so speaking of which, that's is that how you got into this? Is that you were like, there are parents out there who really need this information?
Absolutely. It really came from me being a first generation college student and not knowing and having to figure it out. And when I was growing up, my mom always taught me, you either part of the problem or part of the solution. So I created a roadmap to help first generation families, which morphed into the mission of helping us avoid student loan debt because people of color are the ones who go into debt more frequently than any other demographic.
Yeah, when there was a lot of talk over the summer about, or maybe a year ago, when Joe Biden was talking about forgiving student loans, and when you looked at the figures on that,
yes,
the numbers of people who were really burdened by debt,
yes,
was us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what do we need to know?
So we need to know that, one, it is possible to go to college without debt, but the key is you got to be flexible. We get caught up in what I call the name brand effect. We want to go to this school because it's on TV or our parents went there, but the schools of the past are not the schools of today. So how they funded before is not how they fund today, and we can't make those historical decisions off of historical data. We got to look at how the game is played today and be flexible in how we select our schools. We need to go where the money is and where people want us to be there.
She said, go where the money is. Yes. What do you mean by that?
Because I get it so often, Renee. I want my baby to go to their dream school. And the dream school is always the same schools. But that dream school don't want you because they don't meet your funding pattern. They're not going to give you the money you need to make it possible. So now you're going into debt. You're leveraging your house. You're leveraging your retirement. I mean, I've seen parents do all kind of things on top of getting plus loans to make the dream school a reality when there are other schools who would have given their child 4 rides, but it wasn't their dream school, so they didn't go.
And I have spoken to a number of financial planners, many of whom are here, but they're always talking about, listen, don't mortgage your retirement to put your child through college because you only have a set amount of time from here until retirement where they have their entire lives. So it sounds like there's a bit of ego involved in some of this.
I think there's ego definitely and some bragging rights. I think part of it as parents, we want to be able to brag and say, oh yes, I don't want to name drop, but I'm a Ivy School League mom, or I'm a some of those other top schools that we like to send our kids to that they aspire as their dream schools.
All right. We, at the end, as we wrap up this interview, I want to ask you, first I want to do like a lightning round.
Okay.
This is more about you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask you a couple of quick questions and I want you to just answer just real quick. All right. Morning or night person?
Morning.
Okay. What is your hype song?
All I do is win.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And tell me about where people can find you and find out more about College for Free. Give me your socials and your website.
All right. So social media, I am Coach T Will. So that's IG, all of them. I am Coach T Will. Website, collegeprepboss.com.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for the work you're doing. And again, I'm just sad I didn't meet you 15 years ago, 10 years ago. But thank you and have a wonderful conference.
Awesome. Thank you, Renee.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. We cut? We good?
Business, the show that is shot right here from the conference floor at TSP Game Plan 2024. I'm your host, Renee Seiler. I am joined by, and I have forgotten your name already. Shame on me.
Anisha Smith.
Quandale Smith.
Anisha Smith and Quandale Smith. Okay, you guys, are you ready for the day? It's
We're
early,
ready.
but the early bird catches the worm, right?
That's right. We got here about 7, a little bit before 7.
Okay, look, you're all bright and shiny, though. You ready?
I've been up since 1, so like I'm always up early. I'm the worm and the bird. So.
I got you. Tell me about your business.
So Reflections by Zaina is a product-based e-commerce brand that designs accessories for really fun and creative accessories for healthcare professionals.
For healthcare professionals?
Primarily,
with,
yes.
With a special...
So our twist is that we cater to Black professionals.
Okay.
We cater to primarily
Representation.
representation. We found when I started the company in 2016, it was a different product. It was a badge rail, but it was wood, and I had hand painted it, and it took off like so fast because there was such a missing piece. Something so simple was such a missing piece in the marketplace for professionals of color. Like we couldn't display our, people just mistake me for this person. They mistake me for that person. I can't display that I've, earned this degree. And so just that one small thing just blew up our entire business.
Wow. We often hear people talk about how representation is important. I think that's a really great example of that, how something that you, because you're a nurse, you noticed a need and jumped in there to fill it. You guys work together? This is a husband-wife duo?
Yes.
How's
Yes.
that work? I'm looking at you, Quandale.
I would not recommend it, and I'll tell you why. Being a business personality and being a person, two different things. You have to flex different muscles in each aspect. So in our personal lives, I get to be a certain person, but to make sure that the business succeeds, I have to be a completely different person. And she also has to be a completely different person. So unless you're able to match those personalities together in both aspects, I wouldn't recommend it because it is something that can destroy a relationship.
It's
Either
a
it's going
challenge.
to destroy the
It
personal
can
or
be
the
a
business
challenge. It
relationship.
can be a challenge.
Wow,
And
you know what? You look at couples who work together, and I'm so glad to hear you talk, be truthful about that. How do you get around it? Do you just like, our marriage is paramount, the business is one thing, but the marriage is more important, or how does that work?
Ego.
I'll say it's that. I'll say really, it's a part of it is setting those things to the side. Another part of it is recognizing the bigger picture and being mature enough to, like you said, step into roles and have those roles not overtake the relationship as a whole.
Okay.
So we're still people. We met as teenagers. We've been together for over 3 decades.
Oh, wow.
So I think there's a maturation there that allows us that core, that stretch, to really grow into what it's like to be business owners and married. And then we're doing so much of our life is now spent together,
Right.
managing business, raising children, and then just being adults and being in a relationship. So
What are your big goals for this year, Quandale? What are you guys really hoping to do?
I am dead set on 7 figures. Like, there's nothing that is going to stop me.
Wow.
I am ultimately that. I like processes. I like systems. She's the creative person. So that dynamic works for us because I need to lean on her when there's this new idea that we need to expound upon. And she leans on me for implementation. How are we going to do this? How are we going to work it out? And what is going to cost us? So
Yeah.
that's my strength and that's her strength. And so I know we can do it. It is just that sometimes you're just tired. You're just like mentally tired because, she's still a
is true.
full-time nurse.
this is true.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
and I work full-time in the business. So,
We juggle hats.
Right.
And so the goals a lot of times is keeping our relationship intact, being present with our children and supporting
Yes.
them in their goals.
Oh, my.
And then having, this business that is our baby as well, birthed in a space that nobody else was really in. Growing that. And so for me, one of my goals for 2024 is to impact other businesses and other healthcare businesses in e-commerce. We spoke a lot about automation yesterday. We spoke about bringing things into the future. And I noticed, as being a nurse in a business that necessarily wasn't about healthcare, I was able to learn so much from the TSP community about just business. And I could flip that and start assisting businesses in healthcare and in other industries with the tech part, with the automation, with strategy. And so for me, it's able to play two roles, and I really want to focus more on that this year.
Okay, we're wrapping.
That's the creative 10-job experience.
We're going to wrap up real quick, but how can people find you?
Well, I am under Reflections by Zaina on Instagram. If you type in Reflections by Zaina,
And Zaina spelled
Zana,
Okay.
Reflections by Zaina, we're everywhere. So we have an Amazon store, we're an Etsy store, we have our own Shopify store, and then we have all the social channels. Reflections by Zaina, you'll find us on all.
You guys, thank you so much.
You're
I loved it. Thank you for your candor, really. I think people they kind of shy away from some of that stuff, but really appreciate you being open and honest. with us. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Listen, have a fantastic day.
We will.
And good
Thank
luck on
you.
the 7 figures this year.
It's not luck, it's dedication.
You got it.
We got to
All
get to
right.
work.
Thanks, you guys. Reflections by Zaina. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Ramon's getting good shots.
Yes.
You need to tag me.
I will.
I'm good enough mother.
I know.
Okay.
Look, if we don't know, we know that. Okay? I'm honored.
Hi, good morning and welcome to Mind Your Business, the show that is shot right here from the conference floor at Traffic Sales and Profit Game Plan 2024. It's actually TSP Game Plan 2024. And I am here with Kimberly O'Neill. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so good to see you
I
early this
am
morning.
honored to be here with you. I'm excited about this weekend.
Yeah, so tell me, what are you looking forward to about the conference?
So this is my year of claiming. This is my final year with 1 comma in my business. So I'm pushing for 2 commas by the end of the year.
I love it.
So I am here with a strategic mind this year. I'm here to learn, but I'm here to walk away and implement like I did yesterday for our mastermind day. So I'm just excited to pull whatever nuggets I can that are applicable to me in this season and really just move forward with my work and really honor my why.
All right, so let's talk about that. What is it you do?
So I am an award-winning community capacity builder and professor. I have a company called Giving Blueprint. We focus on doing good in the community, working on the intersection between philanthropy, government, corporations, and higher education and foundations. We make sure that when people go into Black communities, that they go into communities in honor what the communities need and not what they think the community should have. We don't do saviorism. We do building community development the proper way.
Wow, I love it. So that requires a lot of going in,
Yes.
working at the ground level,
Yes.
that kind of thing?
Absolutely. And one of our signature programs, one of the things that we're able to do is work with Black-led nonprofit startups. That's why the give back here is so important to
Wow.
me, because nonprofits, Black-led nonprofits operate with far less money than many other nonprofits. And so I work to help them to increase their capacity and their infrastructure so that they can go out and compete for the funding that they deserve.
How did you get started in this?
I am a mentally retired senior government executive. I used to run a city of Glenarden in Maryland. So I am legacy appointed government official. I left all of that at the end of 2010 to take all of my experiences and then take them into the community without restrictions.
Wow, so you have expanded what you kind of did in your career, but you're doing it for a greater purpose?
I am. And it started with, I took a break from government. I used to work for Pro Football Hall of Famer Darryl Green. I used to play for the Washington Redskins. And I watched the way that he did community. And he used community and giving back as a part of his business model. And I remember saying, if I could get other athletes and entertainers and high wealth philanthropists to think in that way, imagine the kind of authentic good we can do in the community. So Giving Blueprint honestly launched with us just wanting to do good and helping people. You don't have to start a nonprofit to do good in the community, but what you can do is allow people to borrow your time, talent, and or financial treasures to help them anchor the work that they're already doing and that they're gifted in doing.
What do you think corporations are missing about that?
Authenticity. So I work with a number of corporations now. And those corporations have brought me in to teach their employees on how to go into the community. They bring me in to teach their employees on how to really evaluate nonprofits so that they're not just giving to nonprofits that are popular, that have the marketing capital, but to identify the organizations that are really focused on impact.
Wow, I love it. And what does what you're doing now do for you personally?
I always say I'm in this second season of life. I have more years behind me than I had ahead of me. The work that I do now, I may never realize the impact of it in my lifetime.
Wow.
But it is important for me to do this work for my nephews and my niece and all of those that come behind me because somebody did it for us, right? And so we kind of fantasize about what liberation has looked like over the years and civil rights throughout the years. But the real thing is nobody set out to be a civil rights activist. Right. People just set out to do good. And because of that, legacies were born. And we have to also remember when people were doing this work, they were often unpopular. Wow. And a lot of the work that I do, I am the unpopular one in the room. I am the one that takes the hit, but I'm also the one that can take the hit.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Tell me, where can people find you?
I am on social media everywhere, just Kim Online. And my company is called Giving Blueprint. And I would love to connect. I am a social media person, so LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you can find me everywhere.
thank you so
I
much for your
appreciate
time,
it.
but really for the work you're doing.
Thank you. I
Have
appreciate
a
you.
wonderful, wonderful conference, and I'll see you around.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching Mind Your Business.
Her voice is so beautiful. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Is that, who is that? Anita?
I don't know. I don't know who her name
Oh.
is. You can just, it's like butter.
Oh, yeah. So this is, you've been watching, it's going to be down and dirty 5
Let's
minutes.
do it. I'm ready.
Yep. And live, we're live streaming.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Mind Your Business, the show that's shot right here from the conference floor at TSP Game Plan 2024. I'm here with my good friend, Ramon Ray. Hi, Ramon.
Renee.
Good to see you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, what are you excited about most for the conference?
Yeah, I'm excited because the interaction with people who make going hard, who make excellence normal, that you just, in the elevator, in the bathroom, everywhere, it's normal. to excel and to grow. It's normal.
Yeah.
That's
How
what
long have you been a part? Well, first, before I
Please.
go there, tell
Yeah.
me about your
Sure.
your business.
Yeah, Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. So I build niche publications and sell them. That's one. Zoneofgenius.com, smarthustle.com, smallbiztechnology.com, Small Business Summit, sold them all. And then I'm a professional speaker. So I go around the world edutaining large audiences for large brands. That's what I do.
Okay. How did you get involved in that? Because we were talking off camera about
Yes.
this being kind of a pivot or a second
Yes,
career.
yes.
Tell me about how you got into
Yeah.
this.
For the speaking part of it, I was at the United Nations where I used to work. A friend of mine said, Ramon, I can't go to said event. Can you fill in for me? Because she knew what I could do. I'm like, sure. And the rest is history-ish. Somebody sees you, right, and adds value. And maybe you've been there like, what's your fee? Fee? I was just excited to go to a hotel and get in a plane. So that started that career. And then niche publications, again, many, many years I've been writing and blogging until somebody said, what's your fee? And I'm like, fee? And you learn at events like this. So
Yeah.
for 20 or more years, I've been a speaker and then producing content of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we've been in this business, we're both in the
Yeah,
communications
absolutely.
industry. Things have changed
Quite a bit.
a lot.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Tell me about like the apps you use and
Sure.
what do you use to power your business?
Absolutely. I must say, I'm not afraid to say AI is part of it. Jasper AI is a great tool to help nurture and publish. That's one. Definitely, I'm a big user of Asana productivity.
Yep.
Because I'll forget like where.
Yeah.
See, I get distracted easy. I forget where I'm at. So
Squirrel.
Asana, yes. So Asana, Dropbox, all the tools I use. I'm a tools person, and I think for me, it's how can I maximize my day? Because I am a solo person, as it were.
Yeah.
I have a good team of assistants,
Yeah.
but it's me. So my email, 0 inbox policy. So yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
I mean, I just recently cleared out like 200,000 emails. Is that bad? That is bad,
yeah,
right?
I'm on
That's
Renee's
bad.
show, so you know what I'm saying?
Are the apps that you mentioned free for the most part?
Many of them started free, but I do encourage people, pay for the apps you use a lot, pay for them. I pay for Dropbox, whatever it is, a couple hundred a year, which sounds a lot to the average smaller business.
Right.
But it's worth it.
Right.
You know, especially, or travel apps. When
Yeah.
I'm at the airport and I got to switch, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What are your big hopes for this year?
Yeah, my hope, last year or earlier was a slower year for me, as it may have been for some, and I don't mind saying that. It's a slower year. So my hope, and I know this year, is going to go back to that restart where I was 3 years ago, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say, meaning I was in a slight valley, not a crater,
Yeah.
but a little slower.
Yeah.
But I think that was also, my friend Dre Baldwin told me, Ramon, you were in a season of seed planting. In fact, I joined TSP last year. So you would think, I want to say the testimony, it skyrocketed. No, but being at TSP taught me what I didn't want to do. So that's a compliment, but it sounds, you see what I'm getting at?
Wow. I love the season of seed planting.
Yes.
Somebody mentioned to me yesterday about when they bomb or whatever. He said, and then I go back to the lab. And I was like, wow. So it's really about constant tweaking, would you say?
Yes, absolutely. Getting better and better and better, tweaking it, finding out where you are. Chef, okay, we put pecans in there, didn't sell. That's okay. You wouldn't know it didn't sell if you wouldn't put pecans in it. I don't even know how to bake. I don't know what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying.
Right,
Until you
right.
get it right. Renee loved it. She
Yeah.
bought $1,000 worth. Let's do more of it.
How do you handle failure?
Ooh, 2 things on that, Renee, and thank you. Wow, do we have 4 more hours? But a few things I would say on that. One, I do embrace it. I probably over-index on failure to experiment, but I definitely know if I wouldn't have failed, see now I'm getting ready to cry, I wouldn't be where I was. So it's something that I look forward to it.
Yeah. I think that people are failure averse. They're afraid of that. But then when you fail, that's also a growth opportunity. I don't think people see it that way. Real quick, we have a few seconds.
Sure.
I want to do a lightning round. Are you a morning or a night person?
Morning, absolutely.
I can tell. What's your hype song?
Anything that goes. Anything.
Okay. Where can people find you?
They can find me at RamonRay.com, RamonRay.com, or ZoneOfGenius.com. Thank you, Renee.
Ramon, thank you. And good luck at the conference. Have a great day and good luck with the business this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching Mind Your Business.
I love your shoes. I've been staring at them. Okay.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Mind Your Business, the show that's shot right here from the conference floor at TSP Game Plan 2024. I'm here with M.M. Washington. Hi and good morning.
Good morning. Good to be here.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
What are you looking forward to about the conference?
Oh my goodness, so many things. The people, the community, the connections, new and old, the speakers. I'm a conference geek, so I'm here for all of it. The music.
Right? It's like old home week.
Exactly.
You know, you don't see people for a whole year
That's
or whatever,
right.
and then you come together and it's so nice.
Yes.
Tell me about your business. What do you do?
So I am a speechwriter and public speaking coach, TEDx coach. I'm also a speaker. Sounds like I do a lot, but it's all around speaking and helping people share their messages on the stages that matter to them.
How did you get started in that?
Oh yeah, that great question. So in a former life, I am a lawyer by profession. And for me, like 3 years into that, I knew that this wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, but I stayed another 15 years. And then in 2020, in the pandemic, I decided, you know what? It's now or never. I want to use my voice in a different way. I want to use it to advocate in a different way, to give people their own voices, right? And rather than being a voice as a lawyer for others. And so I jumped ship.
Wow.
I had no real backup plan, but I just knew it was now or never.
Wow. Did you feel like, how did you feel about the law degree? Did you feel like, oh no, I wasted all this time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that I did get the law degree, and because I can use those skills in anything, and as a matter of fact, I am using them in my current state, my current position and roles, and I actually wrote something, I haven't published it anywhere, but I wrote something saying, I believe everyone should go to law school.
Really? And why?
Well, because there's a certain level of analysis that you're taught, critical analysis, plus the writing, plus the just learning to see beyond what's being placed in front of you and dig out the questions. I think it's similar to journalism, I've heard. And so, but I think everyone should go to law school.
So it's about thinking critically.
Thinking critically, and then being able to put that out there, communicate that.
Seems to be a real dearth of critical thinking these days. With all these conspiracy theories and things like that. People don't ask. They don't ask questions. They're not. And you're saying that's what you get from law school?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Even though lawyers get a bad rap, there is the good side of it.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
The most rewarding, excuse me, I have clients who have graced the TEDx stage, being able to help them fulfill that dream, or if they're giving a signature talk, giving a talk on a stage, and they were struggling to communicate, struggling to connect with the audience, struggling to find their story, just helping them get what's in here and what's in here out there in their own voice. That's rewarding to me all day. I cry every time I watch any one of my clients' talks.
I
do.
love that. So what's the one thing that when people come to you and they say, I'm scared to give this talk or whatever, what's the one piece of advice you give them on that?
Don't try to be or sound like anyone else. I did that for a while. I thought, I'd listen to a Renee or, anybody I'd listen to and think, oh, wow, she speaks wonderfully. She speaks well. I want to do that. And then I might try to make myself sound like you. But then once I discovered that I don't have to sound like anyone else, it's the same thing I tell clients. You don't have to sound or look or be like anyone else. Just be yourself. There's an audience for you.
Yes. It's funny. I learned that lesson long ago, my first television job. I had a news director who was like, just be you, because the people who like you for you, you go changing on them. They're like, what's going on here?
Absolutely.
And also there's something that's inherently attractive about authenticity.
That's right. That's right.
MM, thank you so much. I have just a couple of quick seconds. Where can folks find you?
Find me anywhere, LinkedIn, all social media platforms at MM Washington.
MM Washington. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Mind Your Business. Good morning again, and welcome to Mind Your Business, the show that is shot right here from the conference floor of TSP Game Plan 2024. I'm here with Dr. Michelle Josie, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
What are you looking forward to about today?
The people, of course, connecting with those that I know I can do some great work with, meeting new people in general. The people are always the best part.
Right. Tell me about, you said your work. Tell me about your work.
Yeah, so my business is called Mogul Beginnings Data Consulting, and we help nonprofits and small business owners or those mission-driven organizations increase their revenue and save time using their most valuable but most overlooked resource, which is actually their data.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sitting here, we like about 3 feet apart, but we are on the conference floor. So this is really what's happening. So, yep, here, this is the energy that TSP Game Plan brings. So there you go. All right, so what are you looking forward to about this year for your business?
I would say this year is really about momentum and growth. I'm starting to see like things turn around, finding an audience, like that niche. You know, they say riches are in the niches.
Yeah.
And I finally found my niche, so it's just like easy. So it's really connecting more with them and just letting that wheel churn.
Was that difficult to find your niche?
It actually was.
Yeah.
On paper and out loud, when you're kind of just talking in general, it seems very easy. Like, oh yeah, I help these people, or I want to work with these people. But when you actually start to talk to some of those people, the alignment's not there. Or maybe they don't meet your your offering, your prices. So it's like, it makes you really rethink who do I serve, who needs what I have, and who can afford what I have.
How do you keep going when you have all those fits and starts? How do you manage to keep going?
You manage to keep going by being surrounded by other people that have been there before. So the fortunate thing about being a part of the TSP community is that I'm not alone. And a lot of people say entrepreneurship is lonely, but I haven't had to experience that because I've been surrounded by so many other people that understand. And so since they understand, a lot of them have been there, they can coach you through it, help you, give you resources, try this, ideas. So it's like you never are stagnant unless you just seclude yourself.
Right.
So I don't have time and opportunity to be stagnant because I'm surrounded by so many people that want to hold you accountable.
Yeah. How long have you been a part of this community?
I would say about 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And every time you come to an event, are you like, oh wow, I learned something new?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are the big nuggets that you've gotten from being a part of this?
I would say treating your people right, having integrity is definitely a big one. Being strategic, like really map that thing out.
Yeah.
We as entrepreneurs, especially early startups, you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants.
Yep.
But that's really not strategic. You can't build and grow.
Right.
So we heard that yesterday. We've heard that I think at every conference. What does your business look like? Where are you ascending your customers to? What do your processes look like for your internal affairs?
Yes.
So it's really that map so you can think strategically, so you can spend more of your time doing things that matter.
I remember a couple years ago, I talked to somebody and she said, I thought I had a business, but I had business cards. She said I had business cards. And I thought that was so funny, but so real.
Yep.
Like, I think we don't understand
Yep.
what really goes into creating a
Absolutely.
real business,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
So those things are important. So what does your 2024 look like for you?
It looked like the glow up. But I'm being honest, I found my people, I found my groove, I'm building my team. So it's like, okay, I can really start to spread out a little more because I'm building capacity. I was my bottleneck. Most of what I do is very tailored to each customer, but I'm like, no, I'm bringing in people that can help me, that can duplicate myself.
Right.
So it just looks like glow up, growth, all the great words.
You know, that's also funny. I was thinking when you were talking earlier about how there's a lot of people think that all the glow up and all the stuff happens overnight, and it really doesn't.
Listen.
But it's all the stuff that happens leading to that tipping point.
Absolutely.
And then once you hit that tipping point, everything
Yeah.
takes off. Do you
Absolutely.
feel like that's where you are?
Absolutely.
You're on the launch pad?
Yeah, and I said that like all last year, like I'm on this runway. I know I'm leading up to it. I know I'm going to take off, but a lot of times you just don't know when. And so then the when happens when it's like a flow. It's effortless. People are like, oh, it's not even like, I don't even have to market as much because I work with you. I know somebody else that needs your services, and it's just popping off left and right. And it's just like, this is what I've worked
Yes.
for.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of times we get caught up with the superstars of business, those that can knock it out of the park the first time, because they a lot of times have to be at the right place at the right time. And we think that's how it's supposed to go. But if you talk to the average business owner, they're like, no, I've been grinding this for 7 years.
That's right.
Like 7. That's
Right,
7's a
right.
long time.
That's the part people don't see. That's the part people see. Well, Dr. Rochelle Josie, thank you so much. Listen, where can people find you?
They can find me anywhere on all social media at Mogul Beginnings. That's MOGUL, Mogul Beginnings.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Happy 2024. I hope this is your banner year, your glow up, all those good things.
Thank
Have a
you.
great time at the conference.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining another episode of Mind Your Business. Hi guys, it's Renee Seiler. I'm the brand manager of the Convo, which is the streaming network of traffic, sales, and profit. I'm here at the Hotel Avalon, which is in Alpharetta, Georgia. And the reason we're here is because this is where the conference, TSP Game Plan 2024, is happening. So this show right here that we're shooting right here from the conference floor, as you might be able to tell, it's a little bit loud here, is called Mind Your Business. And it's one of those things that I wanted to do because I'm always curious about how people got started in their businesses, how do they get through the tough times, what is their kind of their goals for this year. So we're really just having these short chats with people about their business. The show again is Mind Your Business. You'll be able to see it streaming live here, but you'll also be able to see it at a later date on the Convo. We're going to take a quick break here, go into the sessions that are getting ready to happen. We'll be back here around noon, interviewing more great people about their business. So I do hope you'll tune in. Again, Mind Your Business right here from the conference floor at TSP Game Plan 2024.